I burned out like a wandering ember.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing an old favorite, a what's in my backpack. I have not done one of these in ages and I've never done a backpacking version. So today you're gonna see what's in my backpack when I go backpacking. I actually just got back from a multi-day trek across the Catalina Trail, the Trans-Catalina Trail that is on Catalina Island, which is here in California. About 4 days, a couple of nights on the trail, lots of incline. But packing for these kinds of adventures is always such a challenge because I'm alone, so I have to carry everything myself. I've got camera equipment, and I'm not that big, so the 10% rule is just such not gonna happen for me. If you don't know what the 10% rule, it's a rule that says that you should carry 10% of your body weight. And for me, that would be about 12 pounds. And my backpack on this trip was about 40. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing all the things that I brought with me, and feel free to leave a comment with your 2 cents on things that I should have brought or maybe things that I shouldn't have brought. That being said, if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I know that less than 80% of you that watch this channel are actually subscribed to the channel. So please hit subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment down below. Those 3 things help this channel so much. They help the algorithm and they help me be able to make more content. So if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed or you haven't hit that thumbs up button, please go ahead and do that. And let's get into this video. I'm gonna start by just sharing my backpack and then I'll go through all the different things that were in it. For this trip, I brought the Osprey women's 55-liter backpacking backpack. I love this backpack. It is extremely comfortable and I highly recommend the brand if you're looking for a backpacking backpack. Now, I will say I haven't tried a lot of other backpacking backpacks, but this one works for me. It fits my frame really well, and even when it's loaded with a lot of weight, I don't feel that weight as much as I would with, say, like my photography bag, which I feel the weight in that. This, it's just dispersed really well. It does have the anti-gravity straps, keeps the sweat off me, so I really like it, and it's worked out really well for me on all these backpacking trips that I've done. And I will say that this trip particularly, this bag weighed about 40 pounds with water and food. Inside my backpack, I'm gonna start with the bottom, and this is where I kept my Big Agnes Mountain Glow tent. Not gonna take it out of the bag, but I will show you some photos of this tent. I have had this tent for a little while. I actually got it during the pandemic. I got it specifically because it has interior lights that you just bring a little battery pack that plugs into them, and you have interior lights in your tent at all times, which I really love. I will say that I probably don't need a tent this big, as it's a 2-person tent. I could definitely do something smaller and probably a little bit lighter. It's a good tent for me, but better when I have another person. I keep it in a compression bag that I put in the bottom of my backpack as well. Okay, there's a lot of stuff on the table right now because we're gonna talk about sleep systems. Now, if you watched that last video from the Catalina Trail, I talked about the fact that I was trying a brand new sleep system. I am usually cold, uncomfortable, my back hurts, I slide all off my mattress, and I've tried a couple of different sleeping bags. The most comfortable I usually am is when I'm car camping because I can have like 9 blankets and my rumple and all these other things. But I tried a new sleep system and I will say that so far it's working fantastically. And it starts off with this Sea to Summit mummy bag, silk and cotton sleeping bag liner. I am obsessed with this. I have been using it for about the last year. And I even use it when I travel now. If I stay, say, in like a mountain hut or something like that, this thing is phenomenal, and it's a game changer if you are a cold sleeper, even in a sleeping bag. but I put this in the top quilt this time and it was so warm, cozy, never fell off my mattress pad, which was fantastic. And speaking of mattress pads, I have a Thermarest women's light backpacking mattress. The thing that I like about it is that there's no squeaking. It is rather thin, but it's not too uncomfortable. I haven't ever felt the ground. I will say I am a side sleeper, which does not work out well in a tent, but so far really happy with that. And then to go along with that, I use this Outdoor Vitals top quilt, which I'm obsessed with. This top quilt is so good. It is for 15 degrees. It's the Storm Loft down top quilt, and it's for my size, so it's probably a small. I'm not sure what the sizes are on that, but it's super warm. It's super lightweight as well, and I really like it. I don't hammock camp, but if you did do that, this is also a great top quilt for sleeping in a hammock, and it worked really well with my mattress and my sleeping bag liner. For pillows, I have just this inflatable ultralight camping pillow, really small bag, blow it up, and I stick that inside of this Rumple pillow stuff sack that I also take when I travel. So you can like stuff a jacket in here if you wanted to do that as well, if you wanted a second pillow, but I really like just using the inflatable pillow and then putting this on the outside, and it's nice and soft, it doesn't squeak, and it also doesn't like, you know, move around crazy like a lot of the inflatable pillows do, because it is the same material as your mattress. So that's my new sleep system. I'm absolutely loving it. Super comfortable the last couple of nights camping. So definitely recommend this system if you're also struggling to get comfortable when you're camping. The next thing in my backpack was my clothes. And a lot of people would probably say that I brought too many clothes, but I don't like to be a stanky. I like to at least feel kind of clean. And the things that I don't have in this pile are my socks and underwear. I did bring 4 pairs of underwear, 4 pairs of socks, because it's good to have clean, dry feet. But here are the things that I brought as far as clothes. I brought this Smart Wool 3/4 leg wool base layer that I used for pajamas. I also brought 3 different t-shirts that are all like a smart wool type of shirt. This one's Unbound Merino, which I really like for traveling and also hiking and camping because it wicks moisture really well. And I have a blue one of that as well, and a light green kind of dry wick shirt from Decathlon. So those were my 3 t-shirts that I brought. I brought 1 pair of pants, my favorite pants that I'm sure you've all seen me hiking in on many videos. But these are my Decathlon just hiking leggings that I love and wear all the time. I brought 1 pair of shorts. These are Vuari, but obviously any brand would have been fine. 1 sun shirt, and I have many of these. I just chose pink for this one. Really like that for full sun coverage. There were some really sunny days on the trail as well, so it's always good to have something where you can cover up your hands, your arms, and that kind of thing. And I brought 1 shirt to sleep in, 1 tank top. I brought a fleece jacket, which is also Decathlon, and my puffy jacket. Now, you might be wondering why you don't see any rain gear in this pile. That's because I knew that rain was not forecast for this hike, but for some of the hikes and backpacking routes I have coming up this summer, I am definitely going to be adding rain gear to this pile, so I'll have a few more clothing items, but I'm going to probably have to rethink a little bit so that it's not as heavy, because this is definitely a lot of weight for my bag, especially since I haven't gotten to the electronics or the cooking stuff. Next couple of items in the bag are my cooking stuff. So I brought a large thing of fuel. I probably could have gone with a smaller one, but this was just what I had in my camping box. This is an 8-ounce one. And one thing to note, if you do live in California, they're actually phasing out these gas canisters. You are going to have to start recycling and or refilling any gas canisters that you have, and will not be able to throw those away or even buy ones that are not refillable in the future. So something to note. I have this Jetboil, and it comes with a little pot rest, and obviously the rest of the contraptions for the stove there. This is probably bigger than I need. The one nice thing about the Jetboil is that it sits on top of the gas canister really nicely, so if it's windy, you usually, as long as you can get it started, don't have to worry about it going out. But this is definitely a lot of space that it takes up in my backpack, and I'll probably look for something in the future that's a little bit smaller than this. I never put this much water in this, and by the way, this is the Mini Mo Jetboil. But I just don't use the capacity of this for one person, so it's not something that I probably will continue using, even though I really like it. But maybe for car camping. I also have just a silicone bowl that I take with me and a reusable fork and spoon that also has a knife. Oh, and also a big lighter. If you don't have a big lighter in your backpacking bag, well, you should get one, because this saved the day on several occasions. And it doesn't take up much room, and it's also very light. Next up, I brought some paracord. Never know when you might need some of that. I have a little medical kit that has different stuff, Band-Aids, medication, ibuprofen, bee sting stuff, you know, all the just stuff that you need in there. So that's what that is in there. And then I've got my lights. I've got a couple different solar powered lights. Really love this one because it can hang or tie to anything, so it's super convenient. One headlamp. Also have my Garmin Mini InReach with a whistle attached in case of emergency. One thing I didn't mention was what food I brought, and obviously this is very specific to you, what kind of food you like. I brought with me one Ziploc bag which had some granola for breakfast. It had some dried fruit, maybe 2 granola bars. I also had a bag of lentils from Patagonia Provisions that I just took the packaging and threw that away and put it in a smaller container in my bag. And I had one other ready-made meal. The nice thing about the trail that I did on Catalina was that there are 2 places to stop along the way, kind of the second day and also the last day, where you can pick up snacks and things like that. So it made it so I didn't really have to carry anything for lunch. I just had breakfast and dinner stuff, which was very convenient. So let me get into the rest of the stuff that was in my bag. Number 1 being a trekking pole. And I just bring one because most of the time my other hand is holding a tripod or a camera. These are the Quechua, which is a Decathlon brand, and they're just a 105 centimeter, obviously kind of collapsible trekking pole. I also brought a book and a notebook for evening reading while in my tent. Right now I'm reading Around the World in 80 Trains, which was actually a gift from one of my viewers here. So thank you so much, Philippe, for buying me that. I brought 2 bandanas and 1 chamois. I did go swimming in the ocean there, so wanted to have something to dry off, and I love to wear a bandana or a buff while I'm hiking to just protect my skin from the sun. So now we're going to get into electronics. And obviously this is a bulk of the extra weight that I have is going to be the electronics. This is stuff that most people would not be carrying, but unfortunately, because you guys watch all of these adventures, I have to have a significant amount of electronics and charging capabilities when I'm out in the wilderness. I like to use packing cubes to keep everything organized, and in this small bag I keep all of the chargers, and I have 3 different power banks. One is capable of charging my drone. This is also capable of charging a computer if I had one of those. And I have 2 smaller power banks that are for phones and my GoPro batteries as well. These are made by a company named Nimble, and I really like them because they're actually a certified B Corporation, and they use recycled content to make not only the power banks, but the charging cords that go along with them. And in that bag, there's also some headphones, maybe another like little small light, and some other camera accessories and things like that. Other things that are usually in that bag are my 2 Rode microphones that I carry that go with my phone or my GoPro. And I have a couple of extra batteries for my GoPro, a couple of chargers for cameras, different lenses, and then obviously my drone, if you've already noticed that down here. I brought the DJI Mini 3 Pro with me. This is the remote for that. This is the drone. I really love this drone for travel. The lens rotates so I can do 9x16 or 16x9, which is super helpful for social media. And it's really small. It's just a couple of ounces. So super easy to pack in my backpack. And I carry all the cameras in this little packing cube. So it's just really nice and small. I also brought some lenses with me for my phone, 1 light for the camera, and 1 backup camera, which is the DJI Osmo Pocket. Now I also brought the GoPro 10, which was my main camera for this trip. I really wanted to bring my big mirrorless camera, but if you have one of these cameras, you know that it is a significant addition to what I'm already carrying, and that would have meant also bringing my big tripod, which the camera is sitting on right now. Speaking of tripods, this is the tripod that I brought. It's not light. This definitely probably weighs at least 2 pounds, but I love it because it's really small. The feet just open up like this. And then this can extend to 6 feet. So the other thing that I have in this pile is my fanny pack that I wear on my front with my backpack. And this usually has some snacks in it, as well as my ID and sometimes whatever camera equipment I'm using at the particular time. Okay, we are down to the last little pile of things that I had in my backpack. And I'm sure there's a couple knickknacks and things that I'm not showing you, but these last little things are toilet paper and tissues, a pocket poncho just in case of unexpected showers, and then I have a little bag with sunscreen, hand sanitizer, hot hands. The last thing that I have not shown in this video is my little toiletry bag. It's just about the size of a Ziploc, and I have in there my normal toiletries in little jars. So I have sunscreen, I have lotion, I have toothpaste, toothbrush, my hairbrush, and a couple other little jams and jellies. But I think it's really important to make sure you're taking care of your skin as well when you're out in the woods, just like you would at home. So if you don't have a wilderness skincare routine, I definitely recommend one. But I hope this video was helpful and maybe you learned about some new items. Maybe I'm going to learn about some new items from you. So don't forget to drop a comment if you have suggestions on gear that I should be using instead, or cool, awesome stuff that you've tried in the last few years. I've got a lot of backpacking planned this summer, and I'm not going to get into too much detail in case I can't make all of it happen, but I've got some really exciting stuff coming up that I can't wait to share. So again, I hope this video was helpful. If there's anything in here that you were like, oh my gosh, that looks awesome, I want to get it, there are links in the description. I also have a gear locker with organized gear by season that you can check out. Those links are in the description too. And if you haven't watched my most recent videos from the Azores or from hiking the Trans-Catalina Trail, please check them out. And again, if you're new, please hit subscribe. I cannot wait for the new adventures this year and to share just so much more from this beautiful world. So don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video, and never stop exploring. Bye.